Alright, hello everybody, this is Xter99. I'm going to do another video on a game that I just trashed. Gave a 15 out of 100%, and it's kind of bothering me. You know, I've made a few simple games myself, and I really wanted to like this game, Movie Studio Boss. I think this kind of game has a huge potential because there's not a whole lot of really good strategy games like this that can be fun. And so, you know, I think one of the reasons that I trashed this game so hard, 15 out of 100, was simply because I was disappointed. You know, I was disappointed that it wasn't more fun. These two developers that made this game, they've got a strong background, and I think they've done a lot of work on getting the balance and the movies and the actors and how much the actors get paid and all this stuff like that. So I'm sitting here brainstorming myself. And this video, you know, I think what I'm really trying to do is get your suggestions, first of all. Maybe you haven't even played the game, but maybe you've watched my video where I trashed the game and give it a 15, and maybe you're thinking, why did you give it so low? Well, to me, it's not fun. I don't know. Was it fun for you to watch? You know, if you watch my 31-minute video where I play the game and show you how it works, I'll have the link to that video right down below, but it's, you know, the same day. So it should be right next to it, but I'll provide a link down to my review and playthrough of Movie Studio Boss, the sequel. And, you know, these two developers, I like guys like this. I would much rather give my money, and it's why I went ahead and took a chance. You know, not only do I want to help you guys out by giving you guys a review on games like this, and I've done this with several games. I put out a first YouTube video, a first review, especially on these lesser known, lesser hyped games like this, you know, and give you guys my opinion. And not that my opinion's, you know, the big opinion that counts for everybody, because a lot of people have different opinions on what they like and what kind of games they like and stuff like that. But at least by giving you a video and letting you see me play the game, you know, it kind of gives you an idea of, hey, you know, I think I would really like this game. Or, yeah, I agree with Zach. I don't think that I'd like this game because of what he said or because of this or that. So hopefully I'm helping with these videos that I'm putting out. But now, for the first time ever, I want to go ahead and try to help the developers for this game. The two guys that have made this game, I want to go ahead and try to give you guys what I think is valuable input. Okay, they can choose to ignore, you know, my suggestions, my advice here. They can choose to take what they want from it, pick what they want. It doesn't really matter because, you know, I'm just doing this video to kind of brainstorm some ideas that I think would really add a lot. And the reason I'm doing this is because I know how much work that they've probably put into this game already. You know, putting the graphics and putting the layout of where your movie studios and stuff like that, and getting all the balance correct as far as how much an actor gets paid and, you know, what stardom there and stuff like that. So, you know, what I think here is I think this game has a great foundation. I think they've done 80% of the work or something like that to have a great game. And I think just a few small things added to this game would take it on my scale of a 15% because of it's not fun. I think just a few small things added to the game would take it soaring up into the 80s, maybe the 90s, okay, for my review. It doesn't need to have awesome graphics. It doesn't need to be like the movies game that I played 10 years ago where it has little skits and parts of movies. It doesn't need that much. But what it needs is just small little details. So let me go ahead and, you know what, and the reason I'm doing this video is because I was going to type up, you know, in the community hub here, I was going to go in and add it to the discussions and type out a big wall of text about things that I, you know, kind of brainstorm some ideas for them. But rather than do that, I think it would be better if I just, you know, talk, and that way I can explain things a little better maybe, and drew some things out. So let's say this is our screen. The first thing I think that we should have is when you're going in and you're hiring your, you know, your script writer and you're hiring your actors and your director and everything like that, it's fine that you see the names and you're going through all those names for actors and actresses and stuff like that. You're seeing all these names and they don't mean anything. We need a little picture by their name, or, you know, something, just a little profile picture or something like that. It could be, you know, just drawn. It could just be a little, hand-drawn art or something like that. That would add more personality to the game, in my opinion. So let me go ahead and take a paintbrush here, and let's go ahead and talk about, what I'm talking about here. Okay. So we talk about Sally, I don't know, Sally Sue is one of them, right? So right here, just have a little picture of her, Don't matter if it's hand-drawn or whatever, but have them all be different. So you can kind of see what she looks like. Make her look old if she's old or whatever. Make her look like she might be pretty if she's pretty or whatever. And then another thing is rather than having, right where it said, the ratings on the 4 or the 5 different kinds of movie you can have, how good they are at it. That's fine. But I also want to see right here on the side, and I want this number to change like all the time based on the movies that they play in and stuff like that. Okay? Popularity. And I don't want this to be a 1 to 5. I want this to be like a 1 to 100%. So how popular is this chick with the audience? I want to see 58%, right? And then I also want to see personality traits for her. How sexy is she? Depending on, the customer base that's going to be watching the movies. Maybe have a scale of 1 to 100 again, or 1 to 10, right? So maybe she has a popularity, but maybe she's also sexy, and maybe she's an 8. Maybe she's talented, a talented actor, whatever. A few little things like this give you more information and give you more personality and can kind of make you, what? Sally Sue here is, she's like Sharon Stone or whatever. So maybe her talent level's a 9, but maybe her, sense of humor or whatever is a 1. So I'm going to like, well, Sally Sue's really cool, but her sense of humor sucks, so I don't want her playing in my comedy. So a few more little things like this. The picture is going to go a long ways. Now, when you click on her, right, rather than having it like you do right now down here and just words, you're just having words here, well, I don't want this, you're not paying me enough, right? Open up a new window, right, on the screen. So when you click her, a new window pops up, a whole new window, and it has a bigger picture of her, right? Okay. And now, instead of just words, I want to hear her. Okay, this doesn't have to be, I know it's going to take a little bit of time, but I think this would go a long ways, right? Have her say something and have her, maybe you could probably have one woman do a bunch of different voices and just alter the voices with, a voice altering program. Okay? Same thing with guys. You can make my voice, for example, sound really old or young or deep or whatever. But if you give them some kind of voice and have, lots of different things to choose from so they're not saying the same thing all the time, but have each one kind of have their own personality. So for Sally Sue, maybe she says something like, "Hi there, you want me to star in your movie? You're going to have to go more than that." And then you bid or whatever, right? And she's like, "I'm looking for a little more, baby." Whatever, right? Have her have some kind of personality and make this not be monotone, computerized crap. I mean, have her have inflection and personality in her voice. And these can be, programmed into the game. The computer can alter these things based on, the raw numbers you already have in your game as if she's going to accept that number or she's not. But add a little personality to these actors, okay? That's my suggestion. That's going to draw me into the game. These little things like this is what's going to make it fun for me. Not only that, okay, so now I get my actors, right? Now, based on the grumpiness or the little face you have there on people, right? Maybe now 2 people don't want to work together. Or maybe you have 2 grumpy people or whatever, right? And you're going through your weeks of progression, so you have a 30-week production, right? Instead of me just clicking the arrow down here and going week to week to week to week and nothing happens, no, there needs to be a chance of something happening every time I click this forward arrow. You need to be like, okay, what's going to happen if I hit forward the next week? What's going to happen? Something doesn't need to happen every single week, but every time you click this, there needs to be a chance of something happening. And you need to put in a couple of hundred different random events that could happen. maybe one of your actors gets sick, right? And you have to make a decision. Well, Deborah Barnes, one of your actors that you hired over here, right? I'm trying to type this out, but but Deborah Barnes, she's one of your actors that I hired, right? So when I click this, another window pops up, and it shows her picture, right? And it says Deborah Barnes is sick. Maybe it even has her voice saying, I'm not feeling well this week. Whatever, right? And so she's sick, and you have to make a decision. Are you going to delay this movie another week? Maybe she's sick 3 weeks in a row. Maybe she gets pregnant, and you're trying to do it doesn't fit with your cast, and it gives you information about that. And this doesn't need to be voice stuff. This could be information. Deborah Barnes has gotten pregnant, and maybe it tells me that her pregnancy is going to have a huge impact. There's no way to hide her pregnancy because she's a skinny girl, whatever. And I have to make a decision on if I'm going to go back to the start, if I'm going to try to hire, maybe when, if it is something like she gets pregnant, maybe it offers up, we've been able to find a replacement that looks like her, but she's going to charge you so much. And she also takes your acting ability way down because, she's not a big actor. She's just a lookalike. So now your movie is going to suffer by replacing her. So you have these random tragedies that can happen, right? So it's these little things. Maybe a couple of actors have a fight. Maybe one of them gets put in jail. And it doesn't all have to be bad things that can happen. I mean, you got to balance this out with good things that can happen, or whatever. But maybe one of your older actors dies or has a heart attack, and you're like, oh crap, what am I doing now? Maybe I have the equivalent of Robert Duvall playing in my movie, an old guy, and he's super popular, and everybody's going to come watch the movie just because of him, right? But maybe he croaks during the movie at the 27th week. Now I have to make a decision on, do I want to hire, some random name, Sean Reynolds, who's a kind of a look-like, and maybe it gives a percentage of how well they look like it, Well, Sean Reynolds is the closest we could find, but he's only a 72% match, right, for Robert Duvall, or my equivalent of Robert Duvall here. So it tells me my name. Maybe my name in the game is, Dan Smith is my Robert Duvall. Well, Sean Reynolds or whatever is only a 72% match as far as looking like him. Do I want to go ahead and put him in for the last 3 weeks? And it's going to cost me more in makeup and special effects to make him look like Robert Duvall for that last 3 weeks. Have some random events pop up, or have a chance of popping up every time I click that next week, rather than just me hitting next, and going. Right now, all it is numbers. It's as boring as typing. To me, this game right now is as boring as typing in, 50 math problems into my calculator and getting results. That's not fun. This little stuff, pictures, personalities, a voice, right, for each one. When you're dealing with them and trying to hire them, they need to talk to you. So you're going to have to come up more. That'll work just fine. Get some voices for all your different actors. Change them up a little bit. I know it's going to take a little bit of time, but this is the kind of stuff that I think will make your game a lot more engaging. It'll give it a personality. It'll give it a soul. And this is what I think people like me will want in a game like this. Maybe you could even have options so you could turn all this crap off. Maybe some people don't agree with me. So maybe you have options where you can turn all this stuff off in the main menu. Do you want to play the base game as it is now? Or do you want to go ahead and add all these little features? Because I'm damn sure going to add all these little features to the game because I think it's going to make it a lot more fun. Okay? So that's my suggestion on the actors and the actresses and hiring them, and even the director and stuff like that. Give every person their own personality. Another thing this is going to do is, let's say I get that Betty Sue, right? And I start to like her. Another thing is they need to change over time. So if they play in a big movie, a big A-budget movie that I make, right, and the movie does well, her popularity needs to increase. So her popularity shouldn't always be a 58%. If she plays in big movies, her popularity increases. If she plays in a bad movie or a poor script, maybe her popularity decreases, and that's why she doesn't want to play in the crappy scripts that she don't like, right? So it's not worth no amount of money to her to risk her 92% popularity to play in a B movie because even if you pay her a lot of money, she realizes that's going to take down her fame and her ability to make better movies in the future. So it's this little stuff like this that I think in the changing popularity, the changing factors, the ability when you click the next button in your production of some event happening every week, this is the kind of stuff that's going to engross people like me. And this is the kind of stuff that I think can take your base game. I think you guys got a great, talking to the developers of this game, I think you guys got a great foundation for an absolutely really fun strategy game. But you just need this little stuff. You need this little extra touch. You need to give the game a personality. Okay? That's what I think. And then, maybe as well, once you make a movie, right, and you have, for one thing, I don't know what it is. You have 7 different companies, and within 6 months or whatever, this needs to come down. There's 78 different movies. Too many. Maybe that's because I chose a medium difficulty. I could only imagine if it was hard, though. To me, even if I know movie companies make a ton of movies today, but when I'm looking at 78 different movies in however long I played, 6 months or whatever, that is overwhelming to me to look at. Okay, maybe if I've played 4 hours, then 78 different movies, and different, 50 of them are in DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that on the list. Maybe then that's fine. But 20 minutes into my game and I'm seeing 80 or 100 movies listed, that is overwhelming to me. That's too many. Okay, I want to be competing against other movies. Maybe it's too many. I don't know. I'm just telling you how I felt when I saw that. I was like, wow, that's just, how am I going to have a chance against, these other companies putting out 10 movies while I've put out 1? So I think that needs a little bit of balance. But here's another thing. Let's say that me and the 7 other computers, another thing too, this needs to be at the start of the game. You need to be able to decide, what if I don't want to fight 7 computers? What if I don't want to play against 7 computers? What if I only want to play against 4? That decreases the difficulty, right? What if, let me choose between 3 to 8 computers to play against or something like that. Give me a choice there. Okay? That's my suggestion there. Give me a choice of how many companies I want to play against at the start. But then, let's say I'm playing with 7 other companies, movie companies, okay, and I'm playing, and I release my movie, right? Well, rather than just showing, having to click the weeks and seeing how much money and numbers on a chart that my movie's made, give me some kind of graphical, some kind of graphics, or some kind of, I don't know, anything to more show me how, show me whatever. Here's the computer number 1, right? Computer number 1. Here's computer company number 2. Here's computer company number 3. Here's computer company 4, and so on. And here's me, right? My company. Have maybe, it doesn't have to be fancy graphics, but maybe have a little picture of a money floating down, right? And have it stack up. Wow, this company's made this much money so far. This company's made this much money so far. This company's, wow, they're doing kick-ass. This is going to really show me, with some kind of simple graphics or whatever, wow, this company's made this much, and oh crap, I'm only right here. Now I know I need to pick it up. Show me graphically how I'm doing as the months go. And if I click the next month, maybe show this pile up. Maybe show more money falling down here, and because I'm doing good now because I just released a big movie. And maybe these movies aren't, it slows down, and so their pile's dropping a little bit or whatever, and the balance is starting to come in as I play the game. Something like that, okay, to give me a better idea. Another thing you could do is you could even have little simple graphics of, show a couple of different random families, have a real simple guy here that's, and have this guy just show a little script. It could be really simple, but have a dad saying, kids, what movie do you want to go see this weekend? And you're thinking, oh man, come on. And my movie say, I chose The Bloody Blob or whatever. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, come on, kids, choose The Bloody Blob. And then the kids say, oh, I want to go see War of war of poop, Dad. One of the computers companies. And I'm like, hell. And have this be a basic representation of how the movies are going this week, and have two or three or one little script or whatever every month or whatever. Have a friend, one little screen where it shows a friend. And again, this doesn't have to be fancy graphics. This could be real simple stuff, but just little stuff like this that would give your game a personality. Okay, give you a reason, give you something that draws you in rather than just numbers. Because that when I played your game, that's how I felt, was that I was just typing numbers into a calculator and coming up with results. That's boring, you know. Um, give your game a little bit of a personality, and that is my recommendation in all this stuff. Okay, and maybe even have a lady voice or something like that telling you what you need to do. Maybe she's your secretary or whatever. Maybe you can come up with a name, or you can type your name in or something like that, whatever. But maybe it's just a secretary that says, we're doing really bad in this company, whatever. She's talking to you and giving you advice, or giving you, not advice, but giving you information, right, on what's going on, and have somebody talking to you. Anything the voices are going to give your game a lot of personality. Voices of different actors, voice of maybe a secretary talking to you as you play through the months or something like that. Pictures for the actors, a picture that you can kind of go by, and you can kind of say, okay, well, this is an old bastard. She's pretty fat. I don't know if I want to hire her or not. Well, she has a sexy level of 83, and look at her picture. Wow. And then not only that, but by giving the actors and stuff like that a little drawing and a voice and their own personality. And maybe I hire a lady, and I have to deal with her getting sick, and maybe I kind of get close to this Sarah Smith, right? And I'm like, wow, I really like Sarah Smith. She's helping making my movie kick ass. Maybe we also need that information. More information about your movie. So when your movie goes out in the theater, you start to get reviews about your movie, and it tells you what actors did good. Like, instead of just like the review you have now, where whatever his opinion, where I bought an opinion and it said their opinion, maybe have more information about, like, reviews, overall reviews from Metacritic or something like that, where it tells you what actors did good, what actors took down the movie, what actors really hurt your movie or whatever. So that way, if Sarah Smith did a kick-ass job, and it's my first time I hired her, and I have her in a movie, she did an excellent job, and maybe she even has like a Sims personality opinion of me, right? So it can show like her fondness of me as a director, or not as a director, but as a movie owner, a company owner. So she loves working for, I said my name of my company was Platinum Studios. So maybe it says, she really likes working for Platinum Studios, or maybe she hates working for them or whatever. So I can kind of get drawn to Sarah Smith here, right? And the next movie I make, maybe I want to hire her again, or maybe another movie, my next horror movie I make, I'll really want to hire her because I'm pretty fond of her. She kicked ass and helped me make some money. So by giving these guys personalities, pictures, and stuff like that, it's going to draw me, the player, more into the game. It's going to draw me more into these actors and more into the movies, and it's going to make me want to hire Sarah Smith again or whoever. So I think you guys are maybe getting the idea of, what I'm talking about here. Hopefully I'm giving you some ideas, because I think you guys got a great foundation for your game. I think you just need to add a little bit of personality to the game, and I think you're going to take my review anyhow of your game soaring from a 15% way higher by just adding a few of these personality add-ons to your game. Again, I think the big one is voice, a big one is pictures of your actors. That's where I would start. And then also random events. When you're hitting that next button, there needs to be a chance of something happening. Drama that you have to deal with in one way or another. Okay? That's what I think. And then, maybe even let you add something in where you can pick advertisers when you go to release it on TV. You could choose to do it on DVD, right? Or do you maybe release it on a TV movie because CBS is going to pay you, $2.5 million for the rights to air this. Have you make decisions like this? Do you want to go for a TV release, instead of the movie theater? So you can release it directly to TV because one at Fox or whoever, obviously you're going to have your own names for, your TV channel, you can't do the copyright thing. But maybe a particular movie channel is willing to pay, so much money for the rights uh, to your movie, and you have to make a decision before you release it on the widescreen. Do you want to release it to the TV? Give you more choices to make, but give each choice more personality. Um, Rather than me just clicking on, right now you just got it, just a list of names, and I'm just clicking plus and minus, plus and minus, plus and minus. None of these names mean anything to me. None of these decisions really mean a lot. Add a little bit of personality to your game, and I think that's how you're going to take this game, which could be a good game, soaring on the reviews, at least for me. I want to know what you guys, anybody that's watching this video, what do you guys think of my opinions? If you guys have other ideas for this game, just brainstorm some ideas. Throw them down below in the comment section, or go to the Steam community page, look up this game, and you just go to the community section, discussions, and add it there. But give these developers your ideas, your input. I want to try to help these developers make a game that I think could be really good, and have them turn it into something that is really special. Because I think it could be. I think their game just needs a little more life and a little more personality. But maybe you guys think that, maybe you're watching this and you think my ideas suck, whatever, let me know. But if you do think my ideas suck, tell me why. Or be constructive. Because that's what I'm trying to do here, is I'm trying to be constructive. I'm not just trying to put them down, and that's kind of how I felt I did with my review. So I'm trying to be constructive and tell them how they can make their game better, at least to me. So, put your comments down if you think that my ideas suck or whatever, that's fine. But at least put what you think they could do instead, or how this game could be better instead of what I'm saying. What are your ideas that could make it better? Don't just say your ideas suck, or, this game sucks, or whatever. Be constructive. And that's what I'm trying to do. Hopefully the developers for this game appreciate this video, appreciate my suggestions here, and my attempt to try to help them make their game more engaging, give their game more life, which I think is really all it needs to take it way up on the quality of game, or the fun level of how much fun it is to actually play. Because I think they're onto something. I think they got a great foundation. I think they just need to give it a little bit of life now, a little bit of personality. I want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching. This has been Zaxter99, and if you guys like this video, be sure you go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Again, be constructive. If you're not subscribed to me, go ahead and click on the upper right-hand corner up here. Go ahead and subscribe. That way you're notified of any time I make a new video like this. Never know what the hell kind of video I'm going to make. I've never done a video like this and tried to help some developer make their game better. But, you never know what the heck you're going to get. Sometimes I cook. Sometimes I show one of my pets. Sometimes I show how I make a guinea pig cage, or how to pet a guinea pig, or, how to know if your bearded dragon is happy. I could do a video on how to cook something that I've come up with a recipe for, or a product review, something I've bought on Amazon, and I want to show you guys how good it is or how crappy it is. You just never know what the hell I'm going to make. Could be a poem, could be me drawing a cartoon. Never know what you're going to get on my channel. Do a lot of gaming videos, though. Gaming is one of the things that has been a part of me ever since I was about 10 years old, 8 or 10 years old, and I had a Commodore 64 when I got that. Big into gaming. I've been into gaming ever since, the early 80s. And so, I do have quite a bit of experience with these games, and even made a few of my own little simple games. So, thanks so much for watching, everybody. This has been Zaxter99. Take care.